detective. Thrill me.
Thanks for joining us. Continuing on with the Mortal Kombat series, Jared, with Mortal Kombat Annihilation from 1997. But before we get to that, let's cover what we've been watching. Firstly, I went to Footloose the musical. Obviously slightly off the normal stuff, but the musical was good, Jared. I enjoyed it. I believe you went and saw it as well.
I did.
It wasn't a packed house, so there was a little bit of... We were lacking a touch of atmosphere. I would have liked to really be, a full house, everyone pumping. But I thought the actual musical itself was really, really well done. So that was worth checking out. Although tickets were reasonably expensive. Steve's a pretty good call, I would have said.
Is that why we suffered a bit of blue dot fever?
Yeah.
Seats available?
Yeah, she was 159, I think, we paid, which was fucking steep. I paid 200 for Billy Ocean, though.
I held because I saw that one of the other ones got a discount a week out.
Oh, so you held off.
Shaved 20% off.
Oh, shit, so you got it for like 130 or something, is it?
Yeah, a little bit less.
All right, I watched Revenge of the Nerds 2, Nerds in Paradise. Obviously, we recently had the death of Ogre. So it was in keeping.
Which you watched before.
I had watched it just before, just before Ogre died, so R.I.P. Ogre. He was also in Bloodsport.
Yes.
Which was, lost a veteran of the action community. Revenge of the Nerds 2 is terrible. It's fucking terrible.
Okay.
Like, the fact that the first one's kind of still popular, I think, and the first one has its problems, don't get me wrong, but it's still reasonably entertaining. This one just takes the same approach, but it's missing a few of the key characters and it kind of replaces them with facsimiles. So it was pretty bad.
Doesn't hold as strong as something like, say, a Police Academy series.
Well, I don't know because I haven't watched the Police Academy pictures. I'm going to assume it's similar. Like, we had a sort of a lightning in a bottle that made some money. Sequels just got worse and worse. I then watched the first episode of Man on Fire on Netflix. It was all right. Slightly, I think there's some differences to the film. I really like the lead actor, and I think, we should sort of steer away from it sort of stepping into Denzel's shoes. I think they do a pretty reasonable job of setting things up in that first episode, so I'll stick with that. I think that's probably got a little bit of decent legs in it. I watched another one called the first episode of Something Really Bad Is Going to Happen, which was also on Netflix. I believe the Duffer Brothers might be involved in a producing role. I was confused by the end of the first episode.
Okay.
And if I'm being honest, Jared, it kind of lost me within the first maybe 10 or 15 minutes that I was probably had the phone out by then. I won't continue
watching.
Yeah,
very worthwhile stuff on TikTok.
It was just. Well, the thing was, the show didn't hold me. It just didn't get me at all. I kind of struggled with that first 10 minutes, and then by then it had lost me.
I need to lock my fucking phone in a box.
So do I. Yeah, so do I. I fucking do because I didn't give the show its due.
Yeah.
But from what I could make out, it was very confusing. It was jumping around, and there's sort of weird things happening, and because I wasn't fully focused on it, I probably missed some of the nuances maybe, but it just didn't do much for me. Yeah. So I don't think I'll continue with that. I watched second season of a Blumhouse true crime show called Worst Ex Ever.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what you expect. There are some fucking assholes out there in the world, aren't there? And this just solidifies that fairly well. The last thing I just wanted to mention too, a friend of the show, Tim, sent us through a couple of comic books, a copy of a comic book called The Goon, which he sort of mentioned had some mummy sort of connection. Not necessarily a connection, but sort of a storyline that kind of mentioned it had a mummy and that in it. I read that. It was actually quite good. It was actually very funny too. There was a really interesting and sense of humour to it that I liked. So it was a really good way to sort of introduce the character and brought this kind of mummy in. And yeah, look, it was good stuff. So I appreciate that from Tim. And I believe he's got some other things to send us, so we're looking forward to reading through those. And that was it for me.
Yeah, I haven't read that yet, but when I saw the cover, I was like, yeah, I recall the Goon because I have spent a bit of time in comic shops, but I haven't ever read it, so I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Right, yeah, so you mentioned Footloose.
Footloose musical, loved it.
Prior to going, I watched Footloose and the remake Footloose.
Okay.
Yeah, enjoyed them both. I had a few things to say. I know you're not particularly a fan of the remake. But
not really. I
think it does some things pretty well, but yeah, it's funny to go back to because it's kind of just like, you know, you mentioned Lightning in a Bottle for Revenge of the Nerves. Kind of Footloose caught that a little bit too, and just with like a soundtrack that fucking landed. And so the remake really... The remake was a hard sort of sell because it's like you don't want to change too much because you got to have a number of those songs. And watching the musical, it's like they knew well enough we got to have this.
Yes,
about 5 of the songs have to be there in some way. But yeah, I thought the remake did some things quite well, so I enjoyed both of them.
Has the original aged poorly?
Well,
would you say?
In some ways, but most of it holds pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, there's not much of things that suffer that other films of the era have suffered from, like you know, some insults that get tossed around or something like that.
It doesn't have that angle.
Just a hint of it, but not a lot. I think it holds up pretty well. And as I said to you, in current times, I mean, me and my daughter beforehand, she was laughing at the idea of a town that banned dancing, and then when I watched it, I'm like, well, they're fucking
burning books and stuff in places.
Well, they're taking books out of libraries and shit in some places again. So who knows? We might be heading that way.
Yeah, we might.
We might be banning dancing somewhere.
We might. We should ban Kevin Bacon
dancing
his feelings out in a fucking steel mill.
Yeah,
which seemed a tad random.
Yes,
but you know, do what you got to do.
Do what you need to do, Kevin. Yeah. Outside of that, I did check out Mortal Kombat 2, which we will hold.
Oh yes, hold on.
We'll hold on, but I think I am going to watch it again before we talk about it. But I did check that out in IMAX.
In IMAX,
okay. Good. I don't know if it'll be in IMAX too much longer, as where we are, there's only one screen, so they tend to roll through it pretty quickly. But yeah, I did check it out on there, and it was good. I did get to watch Apex.
Okay, you watched Apex?
I watched Apex. I thought it was pretty standard stuff, which was unfortunate because both of the leads were strong.
Yeah.
You know, they were putting in strong work, and they start to throw a couple of little things in about Taron Egerton's character that are like, all right, where are we going? Like this could get kind of nasty. And it just doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go to those places.
No.
Looks magnificent.
Oh, it looks magnificent.
Jindera
Falls fucking sparkling on film.
And I thought, it was close to being really, really strong, but it just felt like it didn't really go anywhere. And as I said to you, I'm kind of like, I'm starting to feel ashamed to be Australian when I see, anytime there's something that we,
How you doing, love? Can we help you out?
That results in somebody going off the beaten track in Australia. People are leering or they're murdering.
It's not good. It doesn't look good. It's not a good advertisement for Australia.
It's not. Outside of that, a bit of TV. I watched the first episode of the Hulk Hogan
Doco.
It's what you expect, and it's good that they got a sit down with the bloke and a lengthy sit down, and they talked to his wife or his ex-wife, sorry, and
is his daughter in it?
I haven't seen her yet. Jimmy Hart is in it. Jimmy Hart's doing a bit of speaking, but the problem with the Hulkster was you'd never really know if his story was straight or not.
Yeah,
he told so many fibs.
It probably wasn't.
He told so many fibs that it's just kind of, it's like he's concocting a new story every time he tells it, almost.
Yeah.
So, the first episode was pretty standard fare.
Is it a puff piece? Is it,
At the moment it is,
yeah.
Because it's only, the first episode really only gets up to him joining the wrestling business and being a heel to begin with. And so, that was, I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes, but I have a feeling Hulk's going to spin some tales, and that they will somewhat engage with some of the negativity, but maybe bring it back around to celebratory.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like that's the way it's going to go because, you very prominently executive producers Paul Levesque, and I'm like, okay.
But also,
so
he's died.
Triple H is kind of shepherding this.
Yeah.
WWE.
He's also died, Jared.
Good,
unlike the Vince McMahon one, where he's still alive and he was facing charges, they couldn't come back around to celebratory.
No.
It wasn't possible.
No. But yeah, I feel like that's what they're going to do because they're going to it's produced by WWE. They've got content on Netflix. They're not going to want to lay the boot into Hogan. So I expect that once they start to get into roids, lawsuits,
I want to get to
videotapes, that it'll be
nobody wants to get into those videotapes.
Yeah.
But also, I can't wait to that period where he switched over to WCW and he had like a blonde fucking
Hollywood
goatee, but a black hair
black stubble
on the sides. Like,
it's a good look.
What was going on there? Like, fucking hell. And he became a heel again then, I think, didn't he?
Yeah. One of the great heel turns.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that ends up.
Yeah.
On the same vein, the other TV that I watched is SBS over here finally got us season 6. I think it's probably been there for a little while, but I just hadn't checked in a while. Mm-hmm. But season 6 of Dark Side of the Ring is up there. So I'm 6 episodes in. Got some, work with Mick Foley and the Hell in a Cell match and a little bit of, Big Van Vader and Tony Atlas. Yeah, the quality's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how it's holding. I suggested to you that I thought maybe we were dipping a little. I don't think we're dipping in the storytelling. I think there's not as much of the dark side per se.
Yeah. We haven't got stories of like murder and and like law, issues with the law.
And they do squeeze a couple of those in. Like the one I'm currently watching is about Billy Jack Haynes, which is kind of interesting because he wasn't necessarily like a super famous wrestler, but after wrestling, he sort of just started to insert himself in crimes and organised crime and things like that. And most recently has been jailed for murdering some old lady that he was shacked up with. So it's kind of, that one's sort of interesting because it sort of charts his descent into conspiracy theory and, as Jim Cornette describes him, becoming the Forrest Gump of organised crime. Like he just kind of keeps inserting himself into these situations.
And
telling stories. And some of the stories, people are like, well, you were wrestling in another fucking state that night. So what's the truth?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a bad episode, and overall the quality's been pretty good. As I said, I think it's just shifting away. Some of it's just something like Vader, for example. It's looking at his career and talking to his kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the dark side is that he was a bit of a reckless worker. So they talk to a bloke who had his back broken in the ring by Vader, for example, but it's not really as dark side as some of the earlier stuff.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I think it's going along pretty well. And I did find, which I was not aware of, that they've got another series called Dark Side of the Cage, which is the same thing but UFC.
Dark Side of the Cage.
So that could be something to check out.
We could go back to the dark.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you've got a whole other field to
the darkness
to get back into.
But that was it for you. That
was it for me.
All right, let's take a break. Here's the trailer to 1997's Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
It took 6 days to create the Earth. It will take 6 more to destroy it. On November 21st, Armageddon begins. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, rated PG-13, starts Friday, November 21st.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation from 1997, directed by John R. Leonetti, who directed Annabelle. Produced by Lawrence Kasanoff, who produced Food Fight. The story was by John Tobias, who wrote Death Battle, Joshua Wexler, who wrote Lego The Adventures of Clutch Powers, and Joshua Kasanoff. The screenplay was by Brent Feldman, who wrote Ticks, and Bryce Zabel, who wrote Mantis. It stars Robin Shaw as Liu Kang, Teresa Soto as Katana, Jace Raymar as Raiden, and Sandra Hess as Sonya Blade. The budget was $30 million. and the box office was 51 million worldwide. In separate interviews in 2012, Mortal Kombat co-creators Ed Boon and John Tobias revealed they hated the film so much they considered it the absolute worst experience in all the years they'd spent working on the Mortal Kombat franchise. Well, I heard John Tobias' name in there somewhere in the story.
Yeah, it might be a story credit just for creating characters.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd imagine, because he was heavily involved in the games from the get-go. So.
Okay. All right, Jared. Mortal Kombat Annihilation. How did it feel watching this for the first time in probably a while?
It felt awful, Adam. And it had not been long enough. I'd watched it reasonably recently when I acquired a DVD package of all of them.
So you reckon in the last couple of years you've watched it several times?
I've watched it twice at least in the last 3 years, maybe.
Oh, God.
It's across the board just terrible. Like, effects, bad.
Dialogue.
Story is... They had such an opportunity to stretch what they laid out in the first movie, and they bring in all these characters, and the initial... But, you know, the very first time you saw those characters come up with Shao Kahn, I'm like, shit, you know, we're getting a lot of them. And then the movie just kind of continued on, and it was such a disappointment. But, yeah, the story is... Nothing's really going on other than fight to fight to fight, but we keep offering these convoluted ramble from Raiden and Shao Kahn. We're just like, it's nonsense, but also you can't even rely on quality actors to lift it a little bit. Like, not to sort of dig too deep into it too early on, but I want Rimaz Sadkar after watching this.
I want to know where was he in life at this point?
Well,
fuck.
I have some questions, but his performance is the worst of a pretty, you would say, pretty good career, though.
Yeah, but it's a pretty bad bunch, but he's the worst of that bunch.
He is the worst.
That's the worst part.
Yeah.
He's got the best, like, longest career out of that group.
And it demonstrated decent actor.
Yeah, I don't know what was happening.
Yeah, so it's got a lot going on, and it's all bad. I'm going a 1.
1.
Because there is some comedic value to be had in a number of places. Yeah, it's a 1.
I join you on a 1. Stupendously bad, I would have said.
Yeah.
This cost $12 million more than the first movie, and yet it looks $12 million cheaper.
Yep.
It is just... It takes anything good that they'd done in the first movie and then tramples it into the fucking ground. It's bad effects, bad acting, bad dialogue, and just this plot that in one breath is super easy, in another breath is just complicated as fuck. You don't know what's happening. And it almost feels like it's made by people who have absolutely no fucking interest in the game.
Yeah.
It's just terrible stuff. So taking that all into account, Jared, it's easily a 1. I could potentially have gone lower. I considered it. And I don't take half stars lightly or 0 stars lightly. It's really bad. Really bad. Really bad.
It is.
As far as likes go, have you got... I've got a couple. I've got a couple.
I've actually got about 5.
Oh, fucking hell. Someone's being nice. Jesus. I mean, I'm going to start straight away. Kicks off with some Raging House music where we just go, Mortal Kombat!
Yeah, and he's wise enough to really just pinch the intro from the first
film.
Because it looked good.
Yeah. So I was okay with that.
Yes. Yeah. Probably the right move. Again, early on, probably giving credit for something that doesn't pan out, but I'm not opposed to killing someone off like they did with
Johnny Cage.
And that, if I'm not mistaken, we were hitting parts in the game where that actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, when they did that, I was like, all right. It does come with downsides the way it's handled, but I was okay with where they were attempting to go with that.
Fair enough. I think Katana looked a little bit better prepared in her fighting in this one.
Okay.
I'm not going to say the choreography was better because it fucking wasn't. It was terrible. But she looked a little bit more skilled, maybe a little extra training. I don't know, but just looked better than the kind of ham-fisted fight sequence that she got given in the first movie, where she didn't look like she was sort of up to it. They kind of cut around it.
Yep.
So I give that a like.
Okay. Seems to be faint praise at the moment.
Scratching around for something to say.
Digging around.
What do you got?
Some of the, much like the first movie, some of the sets that they used were okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm up and down on that.
Well, some of the exterior sets, probably not as impressive overall as the first one, but I still landed on the positives on those.
There's a couple of physical locations as well that they find.
Yes. I think some of them are actually overshadowed by shit effects around them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's still some reasonable work with that and a little bit of the set design, I guess, that they've put together.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some of that works for me.
My last one was that exactly what I was saying. There's a physical location where Sonya and Jax are going through the netherworld, and it's like a fucking deep sort of rock cavern where they end up having a massive fight in the mud.
Yep.
That's a really nice location. Like really solid. And it's nice to see physical locations being used there because a lot of the other ones are not. They're sets.
Yeah, yep. So I had two more.
Okay.
I thought the guy that played Shinnok, the German fella, I think he at least seemed to be finding a little bit of... I think he came with a little bit of cheese.
Yeah.
I think he realised what's going on.
What are we
He's just got to fucking lay it on thick. I'm not going to say it's anywhere in the realm of Shang Tsung.
No.
But it's as close as you're going to get in this movie.
Yes.
And I think he is not a bad actor, and I think he just finds a little bit of, I'm just going to lay this on thick.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And he doesn't have a lot of screen time.
No.
And he's also grossly overshadowed by his fucking fellow villains in terms of the shithouse acting stakes. So he kind of comes out looking kind of acceptable.
Better.
Yeah.
Looking like fresh cheese when everything else has fucking gone mouldy already.
It's the best you can hope for.
Yeah.
Like, it's the best you can hope for. And in a way, I think he sort of understood the brief and just fucking did it.
I mean, for a cast of people, a number of them who've
acted considerably.
Yeah. It's pretty rough all around.
I'm going to have a whole handful of SAG cards on the end of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus
We're collecting them up.
Fucking hell.
We're rounding them up.
Robin Shaw, I'm coming for you first too. What was the last one?
The last one I had is, although the majority of the fights I don't think stand up against the original, there's moments there, and I think I'll probably circle the one in the research facility with Sonya and Jax and Cyrax. I think that one's got a bit of life to it, aside from a couple of dodgy puns and flying birthmarks. But I think that one's as close as we get to hitting the highs that we recently experienced in the original.
Yeah, I'd probably say yes.
And I think, kind of tied to that, I actually think there's a part of me that maybe thinks Sandra Hess was better, as good or slightly better than Bridget Wilson.
I think Wilson's probably a better actor.
Yeah, overall, but that, it wasn't really there.
No, it wasn't really there, but also Wilson had a lot less to do.
Yes.
Sonya Blade actually gets something to do here.
Yeah.
But,
just a touch.
And I would probably say Sandra Hess was, probably better. I think if I'm putting it all together, Hess does a better job as Sonya Blade. So I guess you can call that faint like, maybe.
Okay. You're giving half likes.
I'll give a half like for that. Okay, so
are we on fucking decimals?
Let's go for dislikes now.
Okay.
James Remar.
Buckle up, James Remar.
What the fuck are you doing?
Oh my God.
Like what? Like, I understand that there is a shitload of terrible dialogue, and he had to spout a lot of crap.
Yeah.
Right. But James does not seem interested at all. And his delivery is it's flat. It's
Is it even interested? Was he just?
I reckon someone
He
gave
was
him the
just
fucking
fucking
paycheck
off.
and he had no interest in the games. He didn't look at anything. He just fucking rocked up and gave.
But even then, the guy's capable of better than what he managed here.
Coke?
I don't know.
Well, I'm scratching
Pepsi?
around
I'm
for
not
fucking
sure.
answers, Jared.
No, I don't know. I really don't know because he is like his performance is a fucking shambles.
It's not a performance. Like it's fucking like it's not. It's not. It's just a guy
What is
reading.
It's just speaking.
It is. Because he's just so fucking monotone. Nothing comes out with any real inflection to it.
No.
I mean, the only fucking... I laughed. I laughed so hard when he went from long-haired Raiden to fucking American Apparel Raiden.
Surfer Boy Raiden.
I look like an idiot, for starters.
Oh, God.
But on top of all that, Jared, there is clear shots of a double in his fight sequences.
Yeah. Ray
so
Park.
He's not doing anything there. So what are we...
I'm pretty certain that's Ray Park.
So what are we getting?
We're not getting
What are we
much.
getting for a fucking bang
I'll
for
tell
our
you what
buck?
we're getting. We're getting his fucking sad card and we're burning with him because he's shocking. Like, the performance is like, you couldn't even call it wooden.
This is the thing. I've never felt so fucking upset.
Adam, I was a mix of emotions. I was confused. I was upset.
Yeah.
Part of me pitied the bloke fucking stepping in front of the camera in this one.
Yeah.
And I had to pull myself back and say he's a well-paid Hollywood actor.
He's a well-paid Hollywood
Pull
actor.
yourself
He's a great old
together.
time. Look, I remember, obviously, everyone knows that he was on Alien and he got arsehole for drug-related issues.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking to myself, did that go on for 10 years?
Yeah, I don't
Was that
know.
what's currently going on?
Yeah.
Look, his performance is really, really bad. Really bad.
Awful.
I'm going to throw a special mention in for Brian Thompson. Awful. Like, fucking awful. That's why he didn't get invited to the Cobra rap party.
I was going to say, surely he's better here than Cobra, isn't he? No, he's better in Cobra.
He's better in Cobra because he doesn't speak. His fucking work here is terrible.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
It's fucking terrible.
Okay.
And from minute one, when he comes out and he's got that mask on,
Yeah. Well, the mask actually looked all right compared to, what you were expecting from the movies.
yeah.
Then he spent the majority of the movie
without it.
out from under the mask. So,
But then we'll throw in the guy who was, I don't know, he was like half fucking human, half devil or whatever. Yeah, that guy. One of the bad guys. He was like, he had like goat legs and shit.
oh, no, Mataro.
Mataro.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Well, they picked him up from American Gladiators.
Oh,
so
was he?
he gets a pass. Him and Jax are both American Gladiators,
okay.
I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see-
he's the bloke remember in the doco? They show him currently going around to vets
Oh, yes,
places and crushing cans and stuff. So he gets a pass
Yeah.
because I don't think he
was an actor.
He actually did a little bit of acting, but I think it was just you're in good shape, you can play heavies.
Yeah.
I think Mataro could have worked all right if you put someone else in the
But
role.
again, none of those characters get much breathing room.
No.
There's not much to do with any of them. And then
There's a couple of very comedic moments when you put bad actors together for short sequences, which I'll get to.
And a special mention to Robin Chow.
You're really kicking Robin, aren't you?
Robin, I understand that you're not really there for your acting prowess. You're there for your martial arts work.
choreography and stuff on this.
Perfectly understand that. Do a couple of classes. They are still Hollywood films, Robin.
Yeah.
Now, do you want to be embarrassed?
Well,
Because you are. Although I guess with James Raymar fucking sticking up the screen like he was, you
Mate.
could probably just go, I'll hide behind the stick of this
Remar
guy.
gives everybody, he's directing the attention away from everybody, including Robin Chow, including Tadalissa Soto, who's also not very
she's
good.
not real good.
Remar just says, let me take it. I'll take one for the team.
I'll tell you what, I'll use me as a human shield.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, Jared. It's damning it with faint praise, but probably one of the better performances is actually Jax.
Yeah, well,
Which-
he's
Because he's just the
just brash.
yeah, brash, sort of overconfident type.
Yeah.
And he can play that.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not Shakespeare, but it's passable. for a guy who's probably not a seasoned actor.
Yeah.
And that's where I look at James Raymar and I go, and if he can do it, you should be able to fucking do it.
Reba, haven't you studied the method or something like that?
Didn't you fucking go to the fucking Strakovsky method or whatever the fuck it's called? Don't you know something about acting?
Oh, man.
Oh, shocking.
Yeah. And, the thing is, he had delivered strong performances prior to this. I mean, it was fucking it was like 12, 13 years before, maybe more, that he was in The Warriors.
Yeah.
He was really good there.
Yeah.
And he'd been cast in Aliens, 10 years before this? And
He'd been in other roles around that time.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
been much better.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He thought he'd take a trip to wherever they were filming and, take a paycheck.
I couldn't find anything about whether he's ever addressed it. And me and you had a brief conversation just to take a little tangent. I have pre-ordered the Arrow Video Mortal Kombat box, which is going to come with 95 and this with the Arrow treatment. And so I'm assuming they're making calls. And
You're hoping James Remar wants to speak.
I suggested to you he might not turn up.
No, James
he might not take calls.
James is not interested.
Safer to not address this
Let me tell you
whatsoever.
something. James is not going to fucking talk about this.
Is this the way that you treated your car when you ran into a pole?
Exactly.
When people asked you about it, what scratch?
Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, fucking I had a broken windscreen.
What happened to your windscreen? What are you talking about?
I use the terms, someone pushed a trolley into me in the fucking car park.
So is this the way that James, I think this is the way he approaches it the same. People are like, James, I'd like to speak to you about Mortal Kombat Annihilation. And he's like, what?
Yeah. He takes the Gwyneth Paltrow approach. I wasn't in that.
Yeah, not me. Wasn't me.
Yeah, correct. So I think James would be strangely absent.
Notable
from
absence.
That one. Yeah.
I think Robin Shao, based on what I've seen previously, he might appear and just say he fucking hates the movie. So
Shao, not a fan?
I think Shao has said he doesn't like it.
Well, fuck it. Robin, I'm going to point back at you and say, you're part of the problem.
Neither do I.
Production design's taken a massive step back for me. Like when you've got a movie that costs more money, but yet you're using a lot of cheap sets and shit like that.
You could have gone back to the same location.
Fuck oath, you could have. I don't know what they were thinking. It was 2 years later, but it must have filmed in like 96. So you're not that far removed from the first movie, but everything looks really cheap.
Yeah.
It kind of... That opening scene sums up the whole film.
Yeah.
Cheap-looking fucking VFX, bad dialogue, bad acting. It looked... You know what it reminded me of? An episode of fucking Power Rangers.
Yeah.
And I was like, how much was this budgeted at? Like, initially I was thinking maybe they lost money and they were sort of, scratching around for fucking shekels and trying to get things done.
Yeah.
But it's more expensive.
Well, I mean, you're talking about the opening sequence.
Yeah.
It's probably a good place to start with the effects because overall, the majority of the effects stink.
And
it starts there. Like the sky.
Yeah.
When Shiva drops down, there's like a seam in the sky.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I didn't see that.
Yeah. There's like this sort of this fucking line. Not really a line, but there's this straight sort of part down the middle of the clouds where it's like, what the fuck's going on there? And it just continues for the rest of the movie, which we'll get more examples, but sort of just mentioning that as the first one, given that you've sort of brought up about some of the other issues there. But yeah, it's
fucking hard to cop.
Yeah. Well, you've summed it up nicely because you said that brings in some of the problems with the sets. It brings in some of the problems with the effects. And then we can tick off dialogue because straight away Shao Kahn starts dribbling about fucking 6 days and something like that. And I'm like, I don't recall any of this, and I didn't want any of it.
What does the fucking her mum say to her? What's the fucking opening line?
Classic bad line delivery. I thought you were dead. Too bad you will die. Classic fucking bad line delivery.
What the fuck are we on about? You know what?
The opeting scene has it all. Bad effects, bad acting.
That line reminds me of fucking Monkey Magic. That show?
Yeah.
It reminds me of Monkey.
It was terrible.
Oh, dear, oh dear.
terrible.
They use the fight choreography is also bad, Jared. They tend to use slow motion a lot. John Leonetti doesn't really know his way around the fight game.
But it also, there's a bit of slow motion there, isn't there? I'll tell you what else there is there. A lot of fucking leaping.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people leaping.
When Johnny Cage leaps, it has where it starts to look like surrounded by like fucking bad VFX as he goes,
But it starts to, that's where it starts to look like Power Rangers.
Yes.
Oh, we don't know what to do, so quick, we whip over here and someone fucking leaps through the air. Then we whip that way, someone's leaping through the air.
Yeah.
But then we start to bring up, we're still on the opening scene. But Liu Kang says to Raiden, I thought our victory closed those portals. And Raiden drops, again, Raymar just sleepily fucking dribbling, gives it a, what's closed can also open again. And I'm thinking none of them looked at him and said, well, what was the fucking point of the last tournament then?
What did we just fucking do? At some point, don't they? A bit later on. God. I think Robin Chow says, well, we won the fucking tournament.
Yeah. But that's all we needed. He just. So
what can be open, what can be closed can also be open.
That was his fucking explanation. I need more than that. I thought we'd won.
You don't get to walk away after that. There's an explanation required, Dan.
Oh, God.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. You need to dig into this a little bit. I need to
we sit down?
Do I have the rule book for this fucking competition? Or is it being run like fucking Mr. LaBelle's kind of games where I need a fucking lawyer on hand to consult this massive fucking book of rules?
Fucking what? Jared, what does any of that shit mean though?
Yeah. I need a meeting straight away with the Elder Gods to fucking sort this out.
We need to sit down and talk. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Do you have a diagram, Raiden? Because I'm struggling to fucking understand this.
Yeah. Look,
I'm a visual learner.
Yeah, just to fucking like step 1 here, step 2, step 3. That's all I need. But you said that if we won if we became 10-time champions, we'd fucking close all the portals.
But the way he delivers it too is almost like, oh yeah, I knew this was going to happen. Well, fucking why didn't you tell us?
Well, let us know in advance.
This is where we needed a little bit of Lambert delivering that line and then looking at everyone going,
I'm sorry.
Giggling. Sorry.
I mean, fuck, Jared. I said this in the first, when we discussed the first movie. No one on earth has ever said, I wish Christophe Lambert was here, but fuck.
Well, actually, I forgot to mention one of the movies that I didn't finish watching, but I did watch Mean Guns with Christophe Lambert this week, and I definitely didn't say. I definitely didn't say. I wish Christopher. That was an Albert Pune joint with Christopher Lambert involved.
Christ, there's Mario Van Peebles in that too.
No,
it's not Van
Peebles.
Ice-T, fucking hell.
Yeah, and Tom Matthews pops up as well.
Oh, Tom. Sorry, Jared. Get that right. How many times I told you. As you said, if you put a H in it, it's Thom. Like stick. Why couldn't you just call yourself Tom? All right, we're off the track. But like I have never desperately wanted Christophe Lambert ever until now.
And I was begging for the bloke to come back.
I wished he turned up.
I want someone to fucking use AI to replace James Remar in this movie.
Jared, surely Christophe didn't have too heavy a schedule to come back for this.
I don't know why he didn't come back. I don't know what he was signed on to. If it was Mean Guns, he made a mistake. It was even cheaper. So,
good
idea, not a good movie.
What the fuck is going on with travelling under the ground in balls? Like, what the fuck?
Velospheres, I believe.
Velospheres, sorry. I'm sorry, thank you for correcting me.
Don't we have portals? Aren't we just talking about portals that we're opening and they can be opened again? We'll fucking open one so I don't have to get this fucking ball.
And then go, I'm right. Jesus Christ.
I fucking burst out laughing when she's like, Liu Kang, roll to your right. I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm doing in here. You're like,
but who did
you send? Didn't you send someone that didn't know what they were doing? They're going to crash somewhere along the line, aren't they?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
And if we're developing this rolling ball system, why the fuck?
Do we have? She goes, in the game?
It's the interchange. What? This is shit we don't need to know about. I don't need to know this.
What's the minimum? I don't need to see it.
Yeah.
Can't you just
But then they
appear
start
somewhere?
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. That's what they start explaining, that it's the winds or something like that. No, fuck.
Yeah, with the winds blow, the earth cools. Oh, fucking hell.
This is all things that we do not need to know, and they don't come back again. I don't think we see them in the balls again.
No, we don't. We don't.
Fucking hell.
But can I ask this question? Is any of this in the games?
Look,
The balls, the Velospheres?
I don't recall Velospheres, but I could be. Maybe I missed something.
You know, it was a game about
last
punching
time
the shit out of each
when
other.
everyone's a god and everyone has sorcerers and things at their disposal, I thought they
Why
just
are we
opened
travelling
portals.
under the earth?
They're talking about portals. That's yeah.
Well, the whole
what makes
fucking
sense to me.
concept of the plot revolves around some portals that wouldn't close.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. They haven't fixed the effects. They haven't updated. 2 years later.
They got worse.
Yeah,
I
they
think,
did. They get fucking...
because they used them more in certain parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
They were
why the fuck
dreadful.
they continued... Like, after looking at the first movie and seeing how bad the effects of the thing coming out of Scorpion's hand...
Well, Reptile for me in particular.
Why did you even bother to use that again? Because it looks equally as bad in this movie. Plus, there's always fucking weird monsters coming out, like being burst out of like
Too many monsters.
rock formations and stuff.
Yeah.
I was
And
just
like Mortal Kombat is one of those things where there's so many fucking characters. Why do we need to create these new monsters?
oh, I don't know. Yeah, but why do we travel under the earth? No one can answer
I
this.
don't know.
You got
No
unless
one's
fucking
answering
Brent
this.
Friedman and whoever the fuck else the other guy's name is can explain it.
This is who's writing the script and saying this is what it needs.
Yeah. I mean,
This is what I-
surely. Look, I'm not a big fan of Paul W.S. Anderson, but I appreciate the fact that the guy had not made a lot of film before making Mortal Kombat. He was not a seasoned veteran at like fights and choreography. He listened to a couple of the guys on set who told him you don't need to film. You're filming it from too far away, and he fucking listened.
Yeah.
And we got some decent stuff out of it. Nobody. I mean, fuck. The choreography here is shocking.
There's a lot of
Shocking.
that going on.
Like, you can't see what the fuck's going on half the time. They're shooting too close. They're using too many slow motion angles.
Too many leaps.
Too much leaping. Even fucking Reba's leaping around.
Reba starts leaping big time.
Jesus Christ.
Later on.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And his fight scenes, Rima, like, they don't even, like, in the first movie, Raiden was kind of like a god who could just sort of throw electricity. Is that right?
Yeah.
That was his kind of power?
Yep. A little bit of flying.
And a touch of
little bit of
flying.
flying
But
and teleporting.
he wasn't really punching people in the first movie.
No. Or in the game, I'm sort of talking about the flying. I think he was. Did he do a bit of teleporting in the first movie, or going from one place to another? But yeah,
Maybe he got in the fucking balls
He
underneath the
didn't
earth
get
and-
into the fights so much, but you kind of expected that to happen based on the games.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think the first one handled it a bit better. That he was sort of the organizer and
Yeah. He was just the overseer.
yeah.
This one decided to fucking cut his hair and bring him into the action, which didn't work at all.
I could have done with him coming into the action just how he was. I didn't need him to cut his hair and do any of that.
Well, based on Raymar's performance, I would just like to see him come into the action, get his fucking head kicked in, and that would be the end of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, far
for
out.
God's
It was awful.
sake.
Back to convoluted storytelling. The flying birthmarks.
What the
What
fuck?
are we talking about?
I-
we come back and Raiden again starts dribbling about those in my bloodline carry this mark. And then she talks about how it's flying away or whatever. And he's like, oh, they're like temporary passes. And again, I'm sitting there going, what,
To what?
are we talking about? Because again, this doesn't come back to really be overly important to anything down the stretch. Like, who decided we needed birthmarks? I want to know who decided on the birthmarks and the Velospheres because I want their fucking SAG cards too.
Yeah, exactly. If one of you fucking pricks got your foot in the door in Hollywood with this shit, I need to know about it because...
Yeah, and the thing for me is like you look at it and you look at the game and you very clearly see whether you take all the influences or not. The very clear one is, so it's just fucking Enter the Dragon, but like we're in a mystical sort of realm. Okay, so where do you draw the
first
line
one
from
did
that to
more of that.
Velospheres and birthmarks?
The first film did that more.
Yeah.
Brought them into that world and then had them like fighting over it. This one just does away with it or tries to build upon something that, Jared, there's nothing to build on.
No.
There's nothing to build on.
No.
So the fact that you try this is fucking lunacy. Like, as a director, you should have just been going, let's just do the same fucking thing as the first movie.
Yeah, exactly. We just get to the fight. I don't care how you got there. I don't care if you stepped out of a fucking flying ball. I don't need to see that. I just need to see the fight. I mean, I said to you, I did laugh when Johnny Cage was wandering around by himself in a forest in the first movie. Yeah. But I loved that fight so much that I just kind of like, hey, I mentioned I mentioned it as sort of a query. How did he get there? But I laughed that off.
Yeah.
Here, I'm actively upset about what you fucking tossed out before that because the rest of the shit just wasn't where we wanted it to be.
But the thing is, things get fucking super weird. We've got all that Liu Kang stuff where he's dreaming and he's being tested. Like, I was just like, what the fuck is this? Get on with it.
Yeah. Let's get moving.
And one of the guys is fucking barking like a dog, and then he comes across Jade in the snow in a fucking like loincloth or something. I was just like,
oh yeah,
my fucking head was exploding.
Yeah, are you talking Night when?
Yeah, Nightwolf.
Yeah.
I was just, my head was fucking hurting.
Nightwolf. That was one of the parts where I think back when I first saw this, you could sort of see it was a shit show, but then Nightwolf comes in and I was like, oh, cool, because he's sort of a pretty cool character and he looked the part and it was doing the transforming, but then we fucking saw him for what, a minute?
Yeah, maybe. He just is part of this fucking group of dreams and tests that Liu Kang's involved in.
Yeah.
And again, Robin was not carrying the emotive weight of any of that.
No. But yeah, the focus is lifted off him pretty quickly because one of my favourite bad scenes in the movies is, and underrated because I didn't really recall it being all that. I didn't really, I recall the bad line and I recall some of the effects and things like that. But I'd kind of forgotten when the generals are sort of talking around the table before Khan walks into that room. I was fucking laughing so much because I think it's Rain. It's bad voice acting, but it's covered up like this. So I'm kind of like, and he's blowing up, and then Mataro starts carrying on, and then there's this big argument. But the acting across the board is so bad, and then Brian Thompson comes in and starts throwing his weight around. But we kick off. The line's like, my squads have already claimed thousands of innocent souls on Earth and stuff. And while that's going on, the actual physical actor is kind of just reaching, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is, like you said, this is fucking Power Rangers level of shit here.
Yeah.
I mean, Power Rangers would have fucking said, cut, let's go again.
Yeah. One more. We are on borrowed time, but let's do another one.
Yeah, that was awful.
Jared.
Awful.
But also, how many fucking times throughout the movie did I have to hear, you're not ready yet? When am I going to be fucking ready?
I think that was the director talking to James
Holy
Reaver.
shit. Yeah, James.
James, clearly, you're not ready yet, mate.
Yeah. I've got a friend who's got an acting school. I can give you his card if you like.
Yeah.
I've been in the business for 15 years. Have you? Shit.
But, the sort of thrill me test for acting, sort of the level of performance. Would Reed Murray have got a call back for an audition to Dracula?
Not during 97.
No. Dracula's was rocking back in 97. It would have been.
Get out, mate. You couldn't get a seat at Dracula's. I mean, fuck me. Every fucking actor worth their soul.
They'd have seen him off the second he opened his mouth. He would have read one line. Oh, thanks, James.
We'll give you a call back.
Here's a free drink coupon. Come and have a feed with us one
time.
What?
20%
but you
off.
won't be on stage.
Yeah, 20% off a steak and chips. But I'll be up on stage. No, you won't. In 97, no, James couldn't get a job. Well, he could get a job on Mortal Kombat Annihilation, but he couldn't get a job anywhere else, I don't think.
Shit, no. You've already mentioned this, but the most egregious example of the CGI monster is the one that pops out after we decide to throw the ladies in a bit of mud wrestling.
I know.
And then this fucking thing pops out, and it's not.
And then Jax just goes, just fucking disappears again.
Again, I've said it before. I'm like, I am pretty well acquainted with the Mortal Kombat series, and I would describe myself as a fan. Like, I've got fucking figures of the shit, and I do a lot of reading and watching YouTube videos and whatever. But I'm not across the entire lore, but to my knowledge, that fucking thing's never been seen anywhere but this movie.
Right, so this should not have been up. So why did you cook this up?
It together?
We had a multitude of villains.
Many. And we had, so this is what, not to go too far ahead, but this is something that the new one does really, really well, is brings settings from the game in it, like actual stages from the games. By this stage, by the games that they'd already done, there was some fucking excellent places to go. We end up with this.
Nah.
Like, fuck, that was the real kick in the balls, because I think my experience with it when it was sort of arcades and things like that was that, like, Mortal Kombat 2 was the peak. Like, the game Mortal Kombat 2, which was out by this point, I think they might have already been possibly up to 3. 3 was really cool as well, but I recall 2 being the peak where it was still at fever pitch.
Was Mortal Kombat 2 called Annihilation?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Thank Christ. But yeah, there was some really cool things they could have gone to from there, and we just decided to fucking whip this out. So yeah, that was that. I think that's the worst example of probably both just making some shit up for the movie and effects in the entire piece.
This is the thing. Why? You've got multitude of villains.
Was it related to the flying birthmark?
But you quickly set the scene in the opening scene, which again I said was fucking shocking.
Yeah.
But you set the scene and there was half a dozen villains. So you showed us who the heroes were, you showed us who the villains were. So bring one of them into that scene.
Yeah. Well, this is it, right?
Because at one stage you do, because you actually bring in the girl that she fights.
Yeah.
Who was that? That was...
Was it Melina?
Yeah, someone like
Katana's,
that.
Melina.
They have a blue in the mud. So you've got one of the villains there.
Yeah, you do the same thing with Baraka, which I'll come back to shortly for its own fucking
shit show.
It's got to come in for some treatment. But, it's at that stage where you had so many characters, and that's what they did in the first one. They treated Reptile as like that thing.
Yeah,
Reptile just popped up here and there, and then he fought
and he turned into a flesh and blood sort of human, and he fought.
Turned into one of the ninjas. But you had enough characters where if you were going to throw a couple away, you didn't need to make that shit up. Like, you just use someone that's already there or something that's already there.
One of my favourite bits of Rima work is where he goes to speak to, like, it's a fucking water sprite and a fire sprite and shit like that.
The elder gods.
And they say to him something about, are you willing to give up your immortality for the people on Earth or something?
Yeah.
And Rima, he's supposed to look like conflicted. Yeah. He looks like he shit himself. He looks fucking gorbless. He just sort of goes like this.
he might have.
And I'm just like, James.
Yeah.
Far out.
And I didn't once hear him say, does this involve a haircut at any point? Because I don't know about that.
Should I get, like, a change of clothing and a haircut?
Yeah. I go from like the flowing white locks to high and tight.
High and tight blonde. Like, I look like a fucking idiot. Like, as I said, he came out of an American Apparel catalog.
Well, yeah. I mean, I looked at that haircut and he's actually, like, he's sat in the chair and held up a picture of WCW Sting, early Sting, and said, just like this, thank you.
But also, I love the way when he's changed clothing.
Yeah.
His demeanour with some of the other characters, like, he sees Jax and he goes, your fucking big arms are so stupid. Your normal arms would be perfectly fine. You basically say you're a fucking cat.
But wasn't this after this? This might have been the funniest fucking Raiden moment of the movie. He comes tumbling again. We got someone leaping, but he was a little bit of a tumble at it on this one. But he tumbles out of the sky saying, "Never give up hope." And I'm like, "Holy shit!" Like, James, I feel for you having to do that.
I mean,
but
yeah, I mean, Yeah, I do feel for you because you shouldn't have to do that. But
you are also to blame.
but you got to put a bit of stake on it.
Exactly.
For fuck's sake.
At least try. God, so bad. That quickly goes to, it's not long after that Raiden's fighting, I can't even remember who it is.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know whether it's Red
and that's
Tile
where
or
you
Noob
definitely
Saibot
see
or
it's
something.
Ray Park.
Yeah, but it starts like a fucking gymnastics competition. They're fucking leaping everywhere again. And then it's like a fucking dance battle. They're fucking spinning at each other. And oh, my word. Like, we've come from Johnny Cage and Scorpion in the last movie, which was a fucking rip-roaring sort of, and a couple around that were pretty
which
close.
were pretty decent.
To this.
I know.
Oh, my God.
Dear, oh dear.
I thought I was watching an episode of Dancing with the Stars or something.
yeah, fucking hell. I thought I was watching Zoolander. Fucking dance off.
Terrible. You use a man of Ray Park's abilities to do that.
I know, you fucking make him, you attach him to this fucking shambolic
He's
stuff.
done a pretty good job of keeping it quiet by the sounds of things, because I was sort of slightly surprised when I realised it was him.
I mean, look, Ray, I remember what I thought of Ray's performance in Ballistic X versus Sever. So, I mean, Ray, I'll give him a pass here because he's really just the double.
Stunt work.
Stunt work.
Nothing else. Well, fuck, you could have replaced Remar with Park and I think I'd have been happier.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least Park would have tried to add some fucking go to it.
Yeah, he'd have been, this is my shot.
Yeah.
Remar, I don't know what was going on.
Remar was just thinking, show me the money and get me the fuck out of here.
God.
The whole stuff with Katana and her mum,
Yeah.
they keep referencing that and having that as kind of like a through line for hero and villain. And it kind of comes with a twist near the end or whatever.
Yep.
But it's so fucking, it is not earned at all.
No.
There's no connection between them. They barely look like they know each other, Jared.
Yeah, and look, I think, what's her name? Masetta Vanda. I think it's lucky that she didn't have a lot of lines because we might be talking about her in remastered glass if there was a lot.
You know,
But
Dracula.
she's another one that
Another
doesn't.
failed Dracula's
All
attendee.
of the generals are just, they're all really struggling on the acting front. So it's kind of like she had that classic line delivery and then the rest of it just sort of gets passed over.
Yes. And look, we barely see her.
But it's another one where, okay, so that is something that's taken from storylines that we know from Mortal Kombat. But they pull out this whole, oh yeah, you know, we've saved you. And then she starts cackling like, oh yeah, that didn't work.
Got you there.
Gotcha. And I'm like, so this is another thing we've tossed out there that just is just is nothing. There's absolutely nothing
The
here.
scripting of this is shit.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be interesting to see.
She's gone for so long. Like, we see her, one more time
Yeah, I
maybe
think
between
so.
that first line and there. So how important is it actually?
It's not important, Jared. It's not important at all. And it fails any...
Because around that, they're fucking shit. We start getting the reveals about Shao Kahn and Raiden and Shinnok's talking about other shit. And then we got the Elder Gods. I'm like, what? Which one are we looking at?
Who should we be listening to? Because I haven't got any of this. And it's the same as, like, Raiden's death.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. But no, I think no one cares, but
Well,
spoiler
the
alert.
death of his acting career.
Yeah, Raiden died the minute he came on screen. But he dies and it's just like, it is just so throwaway. It just happens and fucking Raybo goes, it's fucking end of that. He can't even die with fucking dignity. Jesus Christ. But that's just the end of it. Like, it just has no fucking weight or anything. It's got nothing.
No.
So why would you even bother? Plus, he's a god. So what's the fucking point?
No, he's not anymore. He cut his hair.
So he's fucking Samson or something. I didn't even know what was happening, Jared.
Well, the whole fucking Elder
You
God
seem
thing
to have
about him
your
taking his
finger on the
power.
pulse on this.
Well, I've got a bit of an idea about what's happening, but I still can't make any sense of it. I think the Raiden stuff, jeez, I could fucking go on about that all night, but I shouldn't. Baraka. I was very much looking forward to him at the time, and then when we saw him, it's like, oh, fuck. That mask is dreadful. And it doesn't even, it's kind of like the mask and the costume actually make it look like just a fucking store-bought thing.
Yeah.
You haven't gone to any effort to say, all right, well, let's get some bloke with fucking
actually
huge arms or something to take the focus
create a
off how their
character.
head's looking or something. That mask good God. Like,
Now-
you can go and get better from... You could buy a modern... currently, you could go to Trick or Treat Studios and get a mask that would hold up better on screen than that does.
Just another question. I know that this is sort of, late in the game, but who was the four-armed woman?
Shiva.
Yes.
I
mean, that looked a little bit more passable.
Yeah. There was a couple of points where it was clearly it seemed like they'd run out of money or something, so that it was like the bottom arms were just like a cut and paste of the top arms. But there were other points where it's like this could have been fine.
Yes.
So she was like she's one of Goro's race. So that's why the whole forearm things. But Goro was pretty fucking good in the first one.
Yeah.
He used the
him
prosthetics for that. Yeah, what? Another one that didn't get much to do except argue in the boardroom at Shao Kahn's fucking castle.
Boardroom with Brian Thompson and a guy with goat
They're all
legs.
arguing about who's going to be the general. It's like, this is more stuff that we don't need to know. This is not...
Okay. I'm putting names in a hat to become the general. Like,
it's
no
like
one
they wanted,
fucking cares.
It's like they wanted someone to be kind of like Starscream is for Megatron.
But no one cares.
No
one cared.
Any of that.
It wouldn't have mattered if
all you needed was. It would have actually been better if Shao Kahn just killed one of them without the bickering.
Yes,
because it's just like it just shows that he doesn't.
But
really
also
give a shit about that. But they're walking in on them bickering about who had the most souls. Or, like, fuck off.
Shao Kahn is the villain, and these are his heavies.
Yeah,
that's all it needed to be. That is, you simplify it. Yeah. We didn't need to have a general. Who fucking cares about the general?
It was a place where it's kind of one of those points where I cared about those characters being in the movie.
Yes,
but I'm fine if they're just fucking standing in the background and sneering and then getting in the blue.
That's
I don't need an argument over who's playing the most
That's the whole concept of the game.
Yeah.
So why the fuck do we need to add this shit?
This is another question that I don't think we'll ever get an answer to. Although I hope Arrow's fucking working on this right now.
Talk to the people who wrote it.
Yeah.
And I want to hear why the fuck you added this shit.
I'm going into that interview, right, Velospheres.
Yeah.
Fucking
what does
tell
it
me
mean?
about it.
Talk to me.
Velospheres.
Where'd you get it from?
Yeah.
Did it come
flying
from the
birthmarks and bloodlines.
Got anything?
Got anything?
Can you provide me with any details? No, because it would have been, it was written, I guarantee you, it's written by people who had fucking no interest in the game.
Yeah, I think it feels like that.
Yes.
Or it feels like the game
we've
is...
got to have certain things, here's some pieces.
The game is so simple, it's kind of beneath someone with my writing abilities. Yeah. So here's a Velosphere and here's a fucking
blokes who wrote Mantis and fucking other such crap.
Shit.
And ticks. The last thing for me was when Liu Kang turns into some sort of weird fucking bat wolf creature and then the other guy, Thompson, turns into a fucking Hydra or something.
Hydra, yeah.
I actually said out loud, no, thankfully I was alone. I said, what the fuck am I watching?
I would have fucking enjoyed it if someone else popped their head in and said, what? Oh, Jesus, what's going on here?
Because it was so fucking stupid and so, you're trying to kind of end with a bang.
Yeah.
But you are just, all you're doing is making me fucking shake my head and say, why am I watching this?
So this has got a bit of background in, the games where Liu Kang had one of the moves where there was a dragon involved or whatever, but they had the fucking animalities or whatever. This is the point where you just go, nah, that's not going to be in. We're not putting that in.
Well, special effects. We need to spend money on them. We shouldn't. Two guys kicking each other's ass. That's all we need.
Yeah. Yeah, you say, look, in 10 years' time, we'll come back to the fucking CGI and see how it looks. But right now, nah, we don't need that.
Yeah.
But, they should have done that at a couple of points in the movie, unfortunately.
Jesus, Jared.
Did
you have anything else to add here?
A couple.
Okay.
Yeah, look, I'll just mention briefly that I thought there was a lot more people going, hee-yah, in this one than there was in the last one. And I could have done without that. That goes hand in hand with the leaping. Anytime someone was leaping, they were going, hee-yah. I'm like, I don't need that.
Jesus Christ.
Keep it out of there.
It's fucking laughable, isn't it? From a directorial standpoint, don't you look at that and go, fuck.
Yeah, stop that.
Stop it. We need to take that out.
Editors, get rid of it. But again, that screams of people that, you hear some of that in the games, but it's just fucking common sense, isn't it? And Oh, look. So I'll just wrap it up by saying, thankfully, the fate of the universe will be decided as it should be, which was the line that they dropped. And I thought, yeah, with pretty average fight choreography and lots of fucking leaping and ERs, that's exactly what I was expecting to decide the fate of the universe.
Yeah, exactly. But also,
by some surfer bloke.
yeah, like it. Yeah.
I think I've seen this before in Point Break or something like that.
I think so. But also, Jared, they never explain how we get to how do you become ready to be in the final fight?
Well, Raiden's cryptically fucking shivering.
And we get to what do they call it when it's from the game? I can't remember what they call it, but it gets them to a fight sequence or whatever. I just can't remember what they say. I mean, probably because I couldn't give a shit. It takes so long to get to all that shit, and it never really explains how you get to it. It basically just tells you you're not ready right now. Yeah. Because the movie's only 40 minutes long so far, so you're not really ready.
Yeah, you're not ready.
And at the
Can you expand on that, Raiden?
Yeah,
No, not
at the 60-minute mark, I'll talk to you more about it.
Yeah.
You're not ready. It's fucking ridiculous.
And then at the 70-minute mark, I'll cark it.
And then you'll go, I'm ready. And then
when that happens, when you turn into a fucking shitty-looking dragon, that's how you'll know you're ready.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that happens, someone will go, yeah, and fucking come flying out of the sky.
You know what? In 1997, none of these guys are getting through an audition at Dracula's. I'm fucking telling you now. One of them might get an understudy gig. Dismissed. Yeah, but most of them are like, mate, we've got all we need right now. You know what? Come and see the show, though. It might show you how to actually fucking act.
Yeah.
All right. That's everything. That is Mortal Kombat Annihilation. You can find us on Podomatic, iTunes, Spotify, and wherever else you get your podcasts. Send us an email at thrillme@iinet.net.au. We're on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia, Podomatic at thrillme.podomatic.com, and Instagram at thrillmepodcastau. Make sure you rate and review us wherever you find us. Keep an eye on the Facebook page to see what we do next, but obviously we will cover the remake of Mortal Kombat. But until then, take it easy, everyone, and we'll catch you all later. Cheers.
Find the podcast at Podomatic or on iTunes. Don't forget to rate and review. Like us on Facebook at Thrill Me Podcast Australia or contact us at thrillme, all one word, all lowercase, at iinet.net.au.